Tahoe Lobster Company is here this morning. Fred from the Tahoe Lobster. You are Tahoe Lobster
Yes.
Company. And then Wade, you're the chef over at the Hyatt.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
And you cook up the lobsters or crawfish, crayfish. What other names do we have for these things?
Mud bugs.
Mud bugs.
Yeah.
That was not quite as appealing.
No.
You don't put that in the menu, mud bug soup or anything.
That's just a reference to where they grew up.
Yeah.
And living in the environment they're in Louisiana.
Give the big picture for people that maybe first off visiting in town don't even realize we have crayfish, lobster in the lake, and what we're doing now, where they came from, and what we're doing with them.
Well, they're an actual invasive species that were introduced in the early 19th century, and a couple more introductions further on in, and they didn't realize that we were going to be in the situation we are today. They went from actually 19 males and 31 females. That's what started.
No kidding. Now you know the exact number back in the. That's funny.
50 million in 1970. During their studies, 220 million in 2002.
How do you make sure you're counting the right ones? You're like, damn, did I already count that one, or did we miss this
There's
one?
a pink stamp. You stamp.
Okay,
them
so you
on-
stamp them.
just
Okay.
toss them aside. But if you do all the math from 1970 up to 2002 and then on to 2011.
Do it for me, please.
Right. Well, then it comes up to 300 million crayfish. Now, the problem with the crayfish is they're like cattle. Cattle like to poop. You step in the pasture. Same issues going on in the nearshore in the warm water with the sunlight. They migrate through, excrete their potassium, their poop basically. Miracle grow.
Uh-huh.
The algae cells grab onto that, have fertilizer now, and just explode.
And what happens then?
Well, you go from
Don't tell me the clarity of the lake gets worse, because boy, then you have everybody wanting to fix it.
That's why you have blue water now and green water in August.
Really?
Yeah, in the near shore, in
Uh-huh.
those bays.
In
you
the-
drive
in the
around,
shallower
things green
areas.
up as the later in the season you get in that summer season.
So you come along.
So we came along and we were trying to manage that, and if we can remove X number of crayfish from the lake, we're trying to see if we can improve the nearshore clarity in those bays.
And there's no sense just throwing them away. I mean, people
Right.
down south
Right.
love the crayfish.
Exactly, and that's why we went before the board and had some laws changed to where we could sell it to, let's say, basically Utah or Chef Wade. And this is where
what's
Chef Wade
funny
steps in.
is you have to sell it to the Nevada side.
To the Nevada side.
Can you catch them on both sides of the lake?
No, not right now.
You can only get them in the Nevada side.
Not right now.
Jeez.
We're working on that with California.
Yeah.
They're slowly coming on board.
Well, good.
But situation is now we've got them going to the Hyatt at Incline, and Chef Wade here is using our product for stuff.
But they go to more places than just the Hyatt, though.
Right,
Okay,
right.
okay.
They go all over.
But you're down there, you're up there, however which way, I guess depends where you are, up at the Hyatt, making up meals with these. Is it popular?
Yeah, we have it on a pretty popular dish. We serve it on a surf and turf, so that's one of our better sellers. We serve it with a filet mignon, and everybody talks about wanting to be hyper local, whether
Right,
it's a
totally.
restaurant or retail
Yeah.
or your TV station. And,
Yeah.
and so it doesn't get any more local than crawfish right out of the lake.
Come straight out of the lake. I mean, you guys are like a few hundred yards away from the lake. So.
Yeah, we got lakefront
Blam.
property right over there, and
Yeah.
you can look right out on the lake, and that's where they're coming from.
Yeah.
Right out of Lake Tahoe.
Surf and Turf's a popular one there. And what's the restaurant called inside the Hyatt?
We serve it in the 3-meal restaurant at the Sierra Cafe in the main hotel there.
3 meal. I'm going to assume you serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
That's correct.
Look at that. What a great name, huh? Just
Yeah.
It says everything, doesn't it? But the crayfish served up just for dinner, or?
Yeah, we serve it just for dinner right now. We've served it at special occasions. We had a beer dinner a couple months ago. We served it as a bisque and on a toast.
Nate has beer dinner every night. Just beer. Just beer. You
Yeah.
put food into yours.
Sure do. Sure
Feel
do.
better in the morning, don't you? You hear this, Nate? So, where else did the crayfish go? And the Hyatt's obviously the closest. I mean, I love it too, because that's a great hook. Everyone's saying, "Oh, we got to buy local, get the fruit local, get the vegetables local, get the fish, get the lobster local." Where else do you sell them to on the Nevada side?
Well, they're going to go to Vegas this summer. We've got 50,000 pounds headed that direction this summer.
50,000
pounds. We've got contacts in United Kingdom right now. They're looking at 300,000 pounds.
Damn.
It's going to take a whole village of people. So with the new folks coming on board, we're able to maybe fill part of that order. What he does, he distributes out to Norway, Sweden, Italy, Russia. He's a huge crayfish broker, and he's looking for this niche over here in Tahoe just because of Tahoe's fame. He wants Tahoe's crayfish.
Yeah.
But we also have our local markets too in Reno and Carson and Genoa. Goes down to Wally's Hot Springs. Carson Valley Inn's using it. I mean, just all these different little places up.
I think it's cool,
along
man.
the line.
Are there other big lakes, say like Crater Lake? You know, is another big one.
That's
that
another
they have
one
the
too.
same-
Oregon's been talking with Professor Chandra, Sudeep Chandra. He's the one, the limnologist that does all the studies on the lake. He's been asking if we can send a team up there when we grow a little bit and kind of introduce ourselves to the Oregon ecology side of that lake. They're having the same issues they have in Tahoe. So we need to expand. We need to go a little more broader than Lake Tahoe, and that's we're moving that direction.
Do you get the feeling sometimes like we just think we know more than we really do? Like how, we're going to introduce this thing. Oh, now we just too many. I mean, what the hell is actually left in the lake that was actually indigenous to the lake originally?
The Tui chub.
That's it.
Yeah.
Was the water?
Basically.
I don't think.
I mean, we've got native minnows and invertebrates in there, and here's the problem
Yeah.
with that. Since the crayfish are in that zone where these fish actually breed and try to lay eggs, 65% decline in our native minnows are caused by these crayfish. The invertebrates are totally being predated on by the crayfish just because of numbers.
Yeah.
Just a massive numbers.
We think we're so smart as humans trying to outsmart nature, and I say drain the lake because originally it wasn't even water in it. Right?
Good point.
We had Mount Pluto erupted, it blocked it off. All of a sudden, the stream had filled it. You know,
Right.
Even the water's invasive to the basin.
Oh, Todd, come on.
It is crazy though, isn't it? I mean, you see this. Because you probably get resistance. People saying, "Hey, don't be taking that out of the lake, man."
We do, but it's an education deal. There's a learning curve. There's a learning curve on everything. I mean, just the name crayfish, crawfish is totally foreign to the Western United States.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say it's like politically incorrect. Like, oh, you're supposed to call it a lobster now. Like they got some.
It's a whole different kind of cuisine. I mean, Chef Wade's touched on it, doing a little bit of stuff. There's a lot of stuff you can do.
Yeah.
But it's just
it's fun. I always get a kick though,
learning
you
curve.
know, like there you go. There's hardly anything's even originally found in the lake.
What about us, Todd?
Yeah,
We're
right.
not- we're not indigenous.
I always thought it used to say the League to Save Lake Tahoe. I thought originally when I first met it was Leave to Save Lake Tahoe because that would make a big difference.
That would make a big difference.
You're at the Hyatt what's it called again? 3-course meal.
The 3-meal restaurant,
3-meal
Sierra
restaurant?
Cafe, yes, sir.
You're there today.
I am there today.
Cool. And people want to say, I want to meet Chef Wade. You come out and say hi and how's your meal, that kind of a thing.
Sure.
You that kind of a chef, or you just stay in the back and hi?
Oh no, I'll talk to some people.
You get out there,
Yeah,
mix it up a little bit, shake hands, kiss babies. Tahoe Lobster Company and Chef Wade from the Hyatt. We'll take a quick break and be back with more of Tahoe Today.
This winter
Great
at one
job.